Well, hello everyone, and welcome back with somewhat positive circumstances, kind of, in the world and here. But that's why we're here for the Roots Report. I'm Daniel Poulter, beat writer covering the Oakland Roots. As always, like and subscribe. Do appreciate that always. Giving you guys the best content I can about the Oakland Roots. And today, hit that sounder. Roots got a point. Roots got a point. Throw it back. Oakland Roots won the Birmingham Legion FC in Birmingham. 0. The Oakland Roots, the first time since early May, have 3 points in the bag in a game, in a contest they desperately needed. Let's bring up some. Let me bring it up here. Check real smooth, everyone. Okay. So. Throwing myself around here like an absolute pinball. But we doing good. So, in the first win in the Benny Feilhaber coaching era, the Roots looking successful, looking not shabby, let's look at some of these statistical breakdowns here. So, the Oakland Roots, overall, a pretty solid game, especially after last week against Colorado Springs, in a game where it felt bad not to come away with a point. In standings right now, where even after today, the Oakland Roots will still be at the bottom of the table because Lexington won earlier this week. But a win is a win. And oh Lord, did the Roots need this win? This is I thought this 2-game stretch between this road trip between Colorado Springs and Birmingham, that they had to get 3 points somewhere. You would have liked more, but you'll take the 3 points because last one was against San Antonio. What's really interesting watching the game, kind of seeing how they are moving things around. Let me bring back up the starting lineup here because there was some interesting things to keep in mind. They still don't have us, Babosi and Njai were both still getting built up after their international competitions. Hopefully they'll be back next week. I don't have any word on that yet, but that would be hopefully the idea back at home. Neither of them made the trip out to Alabama, but key things to keep in mind: Panos Armanakis did not start, but Ali, let me see if I can figure out, let me get my pronunciation. Ali El Masnawi. I probably still butchered that, but working on it. He got the start for the third straight game. Gagi was once again back in center back, Hackshaw on the left side, which, to be fair, I kind of really like this setup. Gagi has a much larger kind of range than Hackshaw. Hackshaw being the kind of the wily veteran, but still really good. McIntosh back in goal. God, he is a heaven sent, and I will stand on this. He is a top 3 goalkeeper in the USL, even if the Roots are in last place. Without Panos in the starting lineup, they played both Dom and Donaire. Even though this graphic shows Donaire here, Dom was on the left side. They had Wolfgang up top, and they had Donaire on the right side, right back. So Dom on the left, Donaire on the right. And overall, they both played okay. Still haven't gotten a full game out of Dom, which may just be what it is with him. Also, on other notes, looking fresh, looking not too ugly. Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah, what are we kidding? I'm ugly as shit, but that's okay. Gibson, but overall, I really liked the midfield. Especially the second half. They moved the ball well. They pushed forward. They started finding opportunities. Ollie, actually, he's a 20-year-old from Oakland. Probably his best game this season for the Oakland Roots by far. He was the one who drew the penalty. I believe it was in, let me see if I can get that double check for everyone. Here we go. 55th minute. And then Kai Greene buries the only goal of the game. First goal of the season for Kai Greene. Interesting also to note, having your defender as your first PK option. Interesting, but it worked. He forced the goalkeeper to his right, or to the goalkeeper's right, and buried it in his own right corner visually on the screen. Defense, the back three played absolutely fantastic. Not a single issue. I actually think they're really coming into their own, and I think especially as Gagi, as the center back, kind of as like the enforcer big who can roam, it's been really nice. I think that's a Benny Feilhaber change that's been really good, actually, overall. I think Julian Bravo has a place, though. I don't know where, though. So I think he's too good to be on the bench, even if this team's talent is all over the place. Other things to keep in mind. I've been a Peter Wilson stan, I guess. I've liked what I've seen, especially on the assist wise from him. Where a lot of people, he doesn't have the flashy goal numbers yet. I think he, in the past, especially with Wolfgang and those kind of early middling games, was really, really nice. This was not one of those games. He struggled, frankly. There was at least two opportunities early on that I'd say halfway through the first half where one was a Dom fast break and Dom passes it across the things, and if he just holds up half a second, he's not called offside, and he put it in the back of the net, was called offsides. He had two of those on the night, which is just, you can't have. This should have been like a 3-0 game for the Roots, to be honest with you. He just kind of struggled. There was another fast break opportunity with him one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he just kind of lightly taps it to the goalkeeper. Your star striker, you can't really have that. Sinistera was pretty good overall. A little bit better on defense this time. That's always been my knock on him, is he's flashy and he looks great, but it's kind of just like, hey, if you get beat, you're leaving your friends and your teammates out the dry when you're just kind of not coming back. That happens. But much better this game. I liked Wolfgang up front, though still Wolfgang is your Oakland Roots leading scorer with 4 goals, and he hasn't scored since, what was it, Orange County came to town? Like, don't quote me on that fully, but that's when he had his big goal outburst, and he's been dry ever since. Completely non-existent. And that's not great when you don't have a true striker. And yes, let me bring up the statistics here. As you will see down here, Wolfgang is tied for 16th in the USL with 4. He used to be tied for, I think, 4th or 5th, and just hasn't had anything since. Yes, Oakland Roots fans will notice this name right here. Former star striker Johnny Rodriguez is up to 5 goals with Las Vegas Lights, which will make some people unhappy. I still think it was a great move to move on from him, TBH. I think in the locker room, he just wasn't good. I'm going to be very frank. He's an amazing striker, probably not someone that you're going to win a championship with. Is he going to make you feel good as a fan? Yeah. And if that's what you're looking for, makes sense that people would be upset. But I think in the long run, that was the correct move. But back to the game here. Other things to keep in mind. They brought on Panos in the 69th minute. And then late in the game, Gomez, Bravo, and Ilya. Overall, wasn't like... It was a good game. Like, from the back defensive side, it's still, they need to work on their attacking. It still needs to be nicer, but overall, not too bad. Things to keep in mind. Birmingham this season has only 1 clean sheet for the entire season, and that was this Wednesday against Sacramento Republic. Bless be, Sacramento Republic. Take that. Thank you for losing. But other things that worked in the Roots' favor for this game. This was the third. It was very humid in Birmingham, and this was the 3rd game in 8 days for Birmingham Legion, as they had played midweek and last Saturday. They were kind of tired by the end of the game. The Roots kind of took advantage of that, and that's okay. 3 points is 3 points, and you will take it. Let's look at the standings a little bit here. Games are not finished. It looks like New Mexico, let's double check. Oh, they scored 2 in the last, so New Mexico takes the full 3 points against San Antonio. But if you look at this bracket standings, I guess by goal differential or some weird statistics, probably wins. Oakland is technically tied for 11th, not in dead last. I blame myself. I blame it. But look at these numbers. Look at what we got here. Let's see if I can zoom in for you here. So, Colorado Springs. God, that one hurts losing that one last week. Because if you're at 17 points, you're looking a little bit nicer. But Roots have next week off, put it in air quotes. They do play Monterey Bay. It is in the Jägermeister Cup. Jägermeister Cup that are relatively basically eliminated from unless some absolute miracles, but it is still a great game against the Monterey Bay team that you will want to beat later in the season. Plus, it's a home game. Hopefully, you can get a home win at the Coliseum. But for the USL standings, 8th place is 17 points right now. 3rd place is 21 points. All of this is within reach. This is a huge win for the Roots for their standing. Also, a thing to keep in mind, if we can bring up the Roots here, bring up some matches for everyone. So, look at the goals that McIntosh has allowed. Birmingham, 0. Colorado Springs, 1. El Paso, 0. Aviatla, where he didn't play. Not New Mexico, where he didn't play. Got absolutely blitzed. Had a concussion. San Antonio, only 1. Republics, only 1. Orange County, shutout. FC Tulsa, only 1. When McIntosh plays, and it's not Spiegel, they're legitimately very good. Like, I keep hearing the broadcast, like, oh, they've given up the most goals this year. A lot of that's Spiegel. I'm going to be very frank. Like, they're outside of the Rhode Island game, because that was just an absolute bomb. But like, these games are so out of the mirror of what's going on. But here, in the last 3 games, 1 goal has been given up by the Oakland Roots in USL play. That's how you're going to win. You're going to start climbing up the ladder. Let me see if I can go back here to the standings a little bit here. El Paso and Monterey Bay are still playing. So let me preface by saying these all could still change. Standings are not final for the rest of the day. But, excuse me, these are the teams that you're going to want to be looking at. Is Orange County, Sacramento, Las Vegas, even Monterey Bay. All of these teams are catchable. I think unless San Antonio or Phoenix kind of goes on a slump, I think they're a little bit cut above the rest. I think there's a difference between 5 and 6 currently. But overall, the West is achievable. There is a lot of players here. And this is also, keep in mind, this is without Bobosi. A lot of this offense hopefully will be different when he's back, because he changes this team so much. Of course, hopefully they don't. I'm not the biggest Najai fan in the world, especially at left back. He's a great linebacker, but he could be a super sub. He could be a person that comes in for Dom or Donner, and just kind of gives you that force. They seem to have also moved away from him doing the free throws in his last game before he went on international duty. So we'll see if that changes or not when he comes back. Other things to keep in mind with the Oakland Roots. So yes, we got our Monterey Bay FC Jägermeister game. In the grand scheme of things, you just hope to be healthy after this game. If you get a win, fantastic. Maybe try out some things. This could be a weird, funky game. But it's also a home game, so they haven't gotten a win at home in a little bit. So I could see them trying to maybe go out for this. Detroit City FC, very good team. Phoenix, relatively good team. Top team, I believe, that's Louisville City. The top 3 team in the East. There's this stretch right here. Phoenix and Loudoun is gonna be tough. And then you welcome the switchbacks. You got another weird Jägermeister Cup game before Sacramento Republics, Lexington, all that good fun stuff. But overall, finding some good old fashioned scoring. Peter Wilson's still in 9th place in the whole league in assists at 3. Same thing. I really like looking here at the Western Conference. Let me see if it will load for us. Saves. Kendall McIntosh. He's in 2nd. Dude's a stud. Absolute full-blown stud. I think overall, the Roots, I like what they're doing in the second half. Their halftime adjustments are starting to be noticeable. Under Gavin, there wasn't a lot of difference between the first and second half. With the Benny Feilhaber era, they seem to just be a different team. They seem to be monsters coming out of the half. And I don't know if that's just the coach and the casting staff has got something figured out where they've got some deep level analytics and they're actually able to put these things into play where maybe the previous coaching staff didn't. But I like the changes they're doing. I like the adjustments. They're noticing things and they're putting it into pace. It also just seems like they have more energy going into that second half. I really like what I see from this lineup. I do expect Babosi to be in the starting lineup, which will probably mean that Ali will head to the bench. But he started 3 games as a 20-year-old, and he was one of the best players tonight. So maybe he's found his way into the start. Maybe he'll fit, and they'll bring Babosi off the bench next week against Monterey Bay. I wouldn't be a fan of that, but I could see it. If the thing is though, I just keep Spiegel on the bench. Though another thing to keep in mind, we still have not seen Camden Riley he just seems to be in the doghouse when it comes to play. I don't know if that's they think they have better players and they just see him as only a defender, and you have 2 of your better defenders being Dom and Donaire. And he's just kind of low man out. It could really be it. That could be it. But I really loved what I saw from Kai Greene, Gagi, Hackshaw. That back 3 is legitimately could be a second half pushing side. Yes, am I saying the glass half full? Yes. Did you only score 1 goal against one of the worst teams in the East? Yes. Can you be negative and annoyed about this team? 100%. But overall, the East is 3 absolutely immensely good teams and a bunch of meh, or the West is just a crab bucket of chaos. And we'll see if Oakland can just ride that chaos wave, because a win in 2 weeks and Sacramento loss, depending on what these other results, because let me look at the standings here for everyone. Table. So, things to keep in mind. Lexington versus Phoenix. Tough game. Colorado Springs versus Louisville City, the best team in the league. That's rough. 3rd best team in the East versus Orange County. That's tough as all things. Sacramento versus Las Vegas. You can't help this one. One of those teams is probably going to get points. You can just hope for a draw. And then that's an interesting game. They're playing Indiana. Indiana's, depending if they're on the road, that could be a tough game. Otherwise, it looks like El Paso's up 2-1. Which the West, the top of the West is just weird. The whole West is just weird. But really, these are the things. If Orange County, Colorado Springs, and Lexington all lose next week, or when they play next, keywords, because I think a lot of teams have Jägermeister Cup games next week, that would be huge for the standings and for momentum going forward. But I like the positivity. I like what I'm seeing. And I'm always going to be a positive person. You can call Barry a media semi-soft, but that's okay. But I think that's all I've got done yapping right now. So thank you so much, everyone. The Roots got a 3 points. And I'll see you next week. I'll be there at the Monterey Bay game. Make sure to like and subscribe as always. This has been an episode of The Roots Report. I'm Daniel Poulter, beat reporter covering the Oakland Roots. I'll see you next week.